What is up YouTube, it's Kingfisher745, and in this video we're going to continue our quest to unlock the Man Without Fear alternate costume for Daredevil. Before we begin though, I do want to thank James at AJ Designs for this amazing graphic. Now to continue the task, we were in the process of taking out 10 Maggia. Now this is something that most of you probably already had done, and maybe it even popped up auto-completed. So what we're going to do is show the final stretch of me taking out, I believe we only needed one more. So once we take down this duelist, that task will be done. Now as we move on with these tasks, I'm going to speed things up and cut some things to the final phase. And the reason for this is because it's already going to run quite long, and I want to get at least one PvP match in with the new costume. So I hope that's okay. Really I should have made it a 3-parter, but I did say yesterday it would probably be 2 parts, and I wanted to stick to that. So yeah, it's going to be somewhat long, but we're going to have a pretty fun team up, and I'll show you the setup that I placed on the new costume also. Now once you complete task number 2, you do get 50,000 silver, and then it's time for Blind Faith. This will be a very straightforward task if you already have Daredevil. Simply take him into any battle and use his Billy Club 4 times and Radar Sense 4 times. Billy Blub is Daredevil's first ability, and Radar Sense is his second ability. So yeah, there was a typo there, but anyways, I have a pretty odd story to tell you about the evidence. I'll tell you it while we finish up the next task or so. So yeah, task number 1 is the big one. You have to collect 99 admissible evidence, and you get it from the daily missions. So like I said, I'll give you that story while we use the Billy Blub and our Radar Sense the final times. Speaking of Radar Sense, you don't have it on the new costume because it's basically built in. But anyways, back to the admissible evidence. Despite not wanting to, we ended up running the Thunderbolts daily until we had about 96 or 98 evidence. I think I was actually 1 run away from 5-starring it, so we definitely put in our time. But then I got a refresh error, and when I came back the task was done. So I have no idea what happened, but if you guys got that earlier in it, say you only had 1 or 2 evidence, something crazy like that, then you refreshed and had it done, well, all I can say is lucky you. Now once task number 3 is complete, we of course can move on to number 4, Objection. Complete 5 PvP battles. Once again you'll get 50,000 silver, and all you have to do is complete them. You don't even have to win. So this was my final battle, and luckily it was against a pretty easy opponent. You can't always judge by the HP, but a low HP Enchantress is easy pickings for Iron Fist. We should honestly be able to one-shot her, and we do. So with her down, there's really nothing to worry about. Next we'll use the Venom Launcher, then the Grace Note on the enemy agent. Just like that, he's almost knocked out. He only has 5,500 HP, and he'll take a dot. Then near fatal procs, and that's the end of the agent. So next it's the amazing Spider-Woman's turn, and she very easily could take Iron Fist out with a repelled uppercut. So there we have it, the final battle, and yes, it was fast, but don't worry. We're going to have a Daredevil Man Without Fear PvP battle near the end of this video. That should more than make up for it. So anyways, we're going to collect our 50,000 silver, and it's on to task number 5. For this one you have to defeat 20 hand ninjas, and they can be found in many missions. But once again we're going back to Season 2, Chapter 7, Mission 6. That mission has great XP, and it has a few battles that have even 4 or 5 hand ninjas. So it's a great place to clear them out. Once again, we skipped ahead to the final stretch. I believe we only needed 1 or 2. And with our agent up first, we're going to use the Blade of the Guardian, which the bodyguard steps up and takes. But it's not going to matter because Thor's next up, and after using his Inspire Bravery, we're going to clear this wave with a Summon Thunder. So hey, we're flying right through these tasks, but admittedly we are cheating by skipping ahead. Still, it shouldn't take you that long to take out 20 hand. You'll get another 50,000 silver, which is a great reason for anyone to do these covert tasks. And then it'll be off to the final task. Man Without Fear 6 of 6, got the devil in him. Used Daredevil's snap kick 4 times. And his Manrik Azari 4 times. Once again, you can go into any mission as long as you have Daredevil. If not, you'll have to find him as a team up. But we're going to head into a multi-wave battle, and we're going to speed this one up dramatically. It actually is possible to get this task done in one fight. That is, if you have enough opponents, and maybe you use something like a chrono boost. This will give Daredevil haste, so we'll get 2 attacks, and with that we can go back and forth between snap kick and his level 9. So by the end of this we will have that task complete, and with it the unlocking of the new costume. A-Bomb's also very close to the next level, so we're going to have him ready to train to level 8 once this fight is over. Once again, a great reason to use Season 2 Chapter 7 Mission 6. Alright, so like I said, the task is going to pop up complete as soon as we exit this battle. And so we get 50,000 silver and unlock Daredevil's Man Without Fear uniform. We took a look at it back in part 1 and it really does look fantastic. Now from time to time I may call this the Netflix costume, but it does come from Frank Miller's The Man Without Fear, which I do actually have in my collection. Daredevil's an awesome hero and he always has been. He's right up there among my favorites. So I'm happy that with this costume they're doing him a little bit more justice. Alright, so after this point, obviously it's available, but you do still have to purchase it. The Scrapper costs 45 CP, and the Infiltrator costs 60. The Infiltrator's the costume that we're going to focus on right now, but they're both very good, especially if you have a level 15 Daredevil, like myself. One of the reasons we're going to pick the Infiltrator first and show him in PvP is because of the covert EISO. So yeah, that's going to be our EISO, but I'll show you the rest of our setup that we're going with at least for now. And we're going to kind of rush this one, so it may not be entirely optimal, but we're going to do our best to make a solid build. Then as far as team ups, he has a lot of different options. First of all, Paragon Exploiter alone makes him a great team up with a ton of different characters. Everyone from Iron Fist to Captain Britain, Nurkod, and so on. He also interrupts attacks, so maybe you could build an interrupt team using Age of Ultron costumes, their ISO for your agent, or even someone like Heimdall or She-Hulk. You could even just end up teaming him with the amazing Spider-Woman, just because that would be so overpowered. She's pretty much the best character in the game right now. Then I'm thinking that a follow-up team could also be fun, so that's what we're going with for this one. Now for his regular ISO 8, since he has True Strike, we're going to go with all Stalwart. I also originally was looking for Powerful, but we didn't have any, so we're going to go with Stalwart. If it doesn't work out, we can always resocket him. But yeah, 8 Stalwart, and then he's going to have quite a bit of health, attack, and his defense is actually over 2100. Then with his Covert ISO and his level 15 ability, he's going to preemptively counter. Plus of course he may use Pass the Bar as well, because of his World on Fire passive. On his level 1 we're going to place Pulverizing. And then moving on to his Violent Verdict, it applies Hobbled and Fumbling. So let's go ahead and add Bloody. The Pressurized would be fine as well, or anything like that. Honestly, I'm mainly focused on his level 9 because we have something planned for that. But his Pass the Bar is a ranged attack, so just to be safe we'll place Bursting on it. Then for his level 9, like I said, we're going to try a follow-up team, and so that means Spider-Man Noir. What Noir does is places flanked and webbed, and so since the target's going to have webbing, we're going to place a Snaring AISO on his level 9. That definitely sounds good to me, so let's go ahead and take him into combat with Spidey Noir. And our agent's of course going to have a few follow-up attacks as well. Well, follow-up counters, you get it, anything to set off Spider-Man Noir. And we begin by placing flanked and webbed on the Horseman of Pestilence. He then attacks my agent, but unfortunately that's not going to hit, and we get to absorb energy. Then right away with the Man Without Fear, who looks incredible, he's going to get his Infiltrator powers because he's level 15, and then we can once again focus on Beast. He is flanked after all, so we're hoping to hit him twice and trigger a Beat It. Well, we do get a Relentless Rapier, but no Beat It procs this time. So he barely hangs on. And this guy started with 39k HP, so that's pretty good. On my agent, we are using the Neuro Purge, and that's to add those pressure points debuffs and help out Daredevil's level 9. It also comes in handy for off balance, among other things like Despair. It has a low chance, but it definitely can happen. Then on the enemy agent's turn, he does trigger our covert EISO preemptive counter, but sadly he hits us with Hailstorm, which is going to wind our team. Well, that just means we need to drop Beast and remove these debuffs. Oh, and apparently he has Despair because he didn't get healed from the staff. So see, it can go through. It may not have even mattered though, because we do have Busting Heads, and it does a ton of damage. Oh, and so does Daredevil's level 9. So we'll let their agent have it. That's an amazing animation, and we drop him quite a bit. Now, Rescue certainly is pesky, but she's not going to do a lot of damage. In fact, none on that attack. Then, once again, she protects. And now you're going to see our passive proc. So we hit her with a Pass the Bar, interrupting her next attack. Now we can finally clear those debuffs and begin our flanked assault once again. The agent is also taking internal bleeding, and he gets hit with another preemptive counter. This time we do get a Beat It, but it doesn't do that much damage. Stupid shields. And once again he uses Hailstorm, which is getting ridiculous. Alright, well what we can do on Spidey's turn is use Long Haul because he's a level 15 generalist. And then after that, we'll use his Busting Heads, which unfortunately Rescue's going to take. But hey, she's not going to stop Daredevil, who can attack whomever he wants. And so we're going to use his level 9, actually on her because she's up next. But take this, Pepper, this is our choice. As you can see, the Man Without Fear is an absolute wrecking machine. And next up, with our agent, we were going to use Improbability Filled, but instead we're going with the Rapier. And this, unfortunately, still doesn't finish him off. That means he's going to use the Light Fantastic, and that's why I tried to finish him. But what this means is, we'll just have to recharge with Spidey, and then we'll use Pass the Bar on Daredevil's turn. At this point, I think the only move we didn't see was his Violent Verdict. But with our agent, we'll use the Neuro Purge, or actually just the Improbability Filled, and we'll let it come back around to Daredevil. So with any luck, by the end of this, we should see every one of his abilities in action. And by the way, when it comes to his passive, it does seem to proc a decent amount of time. Here I think it only procced once, but it seems to go off every battle, and sometimes multiple times. Now we are coming to the end of this video, but we will take another look at him with Spidey Noir as a scrapper. And then we'll also use him with some other popular characters, such as Captain Britain, Nurkod, Iron Fist, and so on. There's going to be a long list. This truly is one of my favorite ults in a long time, so I'm going to continue to use him and search for the perfect team. I wish the rest of you the best of luck in his task, and you have nearly a month to get it done, so don't worry, you have plenty of time. Lastly, I want to thank you all for watching, ask you to please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck, and take care.